Hey, what up, guys? It's Shots of Triple XD coming at you with another YouTube video. And this time we're gonna work with Virtual Worlds, Lulu, the new cutie. So this deck, I came up with my old deck build for this deck. A lot of people are just playing the pure version, but I noticed that when I've been playing this deck, there's no real card to normal summon, and normal summons are very powerful, and you need a powerful normal summon to play to bait out hand traps. So this version, I decided on going through like for 3 days, changing in and out from 40 cards, 60 cards, down to I think now it's 46 cards. It could go up and go down based off how I feel, and I'm still play testing with it. Same for the extra deck. So I'm gonna show you the combo tutorial, and if you guys want to see the deck profile, I'll show you that too. So let's get into it. Okay guys, this is the first combo, the starting basic combo, which is just Phantom Knight of Torn Scales and any card to discard. So you're gonna start off with normal summoning your Torn Scales. Affect the Torn Scales, you discard one card, and you pitch Cloak to the graveyard. It doesn't matter at this point for this combo what you send, but in alternative route combos, it does matter. And a lot of this deck will basically depend on what you've got in your hand to discard, which will make it very problematic for your opponent to play around these cards. So then you're gonna activate your Cloak to get your Boots. Boots would then special summon itself off of Boots effect. Then you're going to Link Summon. Go into your only Link monster in your extra deck. And then now you're gonna activate your Cherubi effect. It's going to send your Nyan to the graveyard. I'm never gonna be able to get that word. And then you're gonna banish your Boot from your graveyard to search for your Fog Blade. Scales will trigger by special summoning self, since a Phantom Knight card was banished from the graveyard. And then now your Nyan is going to trigger since a level 3 monster was special summoned to the field. So Nyan becomes a tuner monster. Now you can Synchro Summon, both of them get banished, into your Charge Warrior. So off of this combo, you net this card basically gets replaced by that one card you sent to the graveyard. You also get a Disruption, and you have your graveyard set up to where if you had, like, let's say if this was an Ash Blossom, right? Depending on what other cards you have in your hand, you can get that Ash Blossom back with M7, or you can use Bear Tree Sticks, then your combo if you're able to get another level 6 virtual monster onto the board. So that's the first basic combo, and that's just the first standard combo. There's other two combos I'm going to show you for the basic combo, and yeah, we're going to start that right now. Okay guys, for the first alternative combo, what we're going to do is we're going to assume we have Nyan in our hands, and we're going to have Torn Scales in our hand. So this one, where we just start by normal summoning Torn Scales again, send your Nyan to the graveyard. He will then activate and send Cloak to the graveyard. We're going to banish our Cloak. We're going to get our Boots like regular. We're going to special summon our Boots. We're going to Link Summon. Go into our Cherubini. Cherubini is going to activate, and we're going to choose either one of these two cards. Your choice, depending on the rest of your hand. But for this combo, I'm going to just show you with Nyan because it's a little bit more useful in a graveyard than Lulu, unless you're able to get this back somehow. So what we're going to do is we're going to send another Nyan to our graveyard. We're going to banish our Boots. We're going to add our Fog Blade to our hands. And then Torn Scales and Nyan is going to activate in the graveyard. I'm going to special summon both. Then we're going to Synchro Summon, because Nyan Nyan is treated as a tuner monster, and we're going to go into a new monster from our extra deck, which is Raidraptor Raptail. So at this point, Nyan Nyan will activate and shuffle back one of these guys. If I didn't say that in the first combo, but yeah, shuffle back your boots. You can activate Raptail's effect, but we're just using it as a form of disruption because we control a wind monster in our graveyard. So that means Raptail will be able to DD Crow anything our opponent sends to the graveyard, and now we also have a Fog Blade. So if you decide to play this card, you need a wind monster in your graveyard. That's the only problem with this card. And the first effect can be relevant if you splash in some Emancipator cards or something like that, but for the most part, it's mostly non-relevant. But it's a very good monster because the stats are very huge. It's 2800 defense, and it can't be destroyed by card effect because of your Cherubini. So it will be well protected with Cherubini and the Fog Blade. So then that means off of this 2-card combo, you'll be able to get your Raptail. And all it just depends on is if that card was a wind monster. It could be a hand trap wind monster, but the most obvious choice would be Nyan Nyan. So yeah, that's it for combo number 2 or 1.2. Yeah. Okay guys, on this next combo, we're gonna deviate a little bit. It just depends on your extra deck choices, and let's say it depends on how you build your deck. So for the most part, I kind of like this combo, but I'm not able to fit it into my deck at the moment. So I'm going to show it to you guys anyways. So we're going to normal summon Torn Scales. Same thing, Cookie Cutter, send Cloak, send a card from our hand, banish Cloak. Cloak will get us our Boots. Boots will special summon himself. They will link together, summon the Cherubini. You guys see the new card, right? So Cherubini would activate, send our Nyan Nyan. We're going to, before we banish our Boots from our graveyard, we're going to link summon, go into Link Cross. Link Cross will special summon 2 tokens. Right here, right here. And now we're going to banish our Silent Boots from our graveyard, get our Fog Blade, Torn Scales, and Nyan Nyan will activate in our graveyard. Special summon both. And now we will link summon. Synchro summon, sorry. These 2 guys will get banished. Unbanish the Boots. Put it back to the deck. Put these 2 tokens over here. And now we're going to Synchro summon into a Boral Savage Dragon. Boral Savage Dragon will equip Cherubini. It doesn't get a huge boost from Cherubini because Cherubini only has 500 attack. But this one is a little, this one is a 1-card combo which ends with a Fog Blade and a Savage Dragon to defend your opponent, to defend your life points from your opponent. So I mean, for the most part, this combo I think is pretty good, but it's lacking a little bit in the resource department, and also it takes up too much space in the extra deck to include a Link Cross and a Boral Savage when you're playing other cards that facilitate other things like VFD. So yeah, on to the next combo. Okay guys, for the next combo, again, we're starting off with Scales. And we're starting off with a newer card. Hey, Malicious. This is the card that I was talking about in the intro. Malicious. Set 2 for a reason, and we're going to abuse it a lot in this deck. I have been doing some ridiculous stuff with Malicious, and Nyan Nyan, it's crazy. Nyan Nyan just keeps putting Malicious back into the deck, and you just keep making rank 6s or level 9 synchros, and it's just nothing your opponent can do about it in a resource game, because this deck grinds really well with the level 9 synchro with Malicious and Lulu, Nyan Nyan, and also the spell and trap cards. Just keep getting them back to your hand and pitching them, banishing, searching. There's just so much going on in this deck to sometimes your opponent just kind of folds underneath the pressure of the deck. So this is a perfect example of why this deck with Malicious and Torn Scales is perfectly blended into this deck. So we normal summon Torn Scales. Now we have an actual problem for our opponent because Malicious is going to send to the graveyard. You can also play Isolde. So if they ash this, it doesn't matter. You can just banish this, go into Isolde. We're going to send our Cloak, Cookie Cutter, get Silent Boots, Special Summon Boots, link into our Cherubini effect, send our Nyan Nyan. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna vanish the boots like always. We'll get us our Fog Blade, Nyan Nyan, and Scales will special themselves. This time we activate our Malicious first. Get our Malicious from our deck. Now we're gonna Synchro right here. They get banished. And we're gonna go for our Stardust Charge Warrior. Stardust Charge Warrior will net us 1 card. Then Nyan Nyan, instead of unbanishing our Silent Boost that we always do, we're going to unbanish our Malicious this time. And we'd have no cards in our graveyard. Great. Now we can overlay these two into Beartrice. Activate, make sure you detach the Malicious. And we're going to send any card we want, but me, to get our engine going in our deck, I send the Virtual World Gates. And Gates can get us any Virtual World monster that we need to facilitate our plays. And we could extend further because we have a Malicious as well. So it just depends on what you have in your hand to further extend this play. And I'll show you in the next combo tutorial what we actually can do if we have another card in our hand. Okay guys, this is my favorite combo that I've figured out so far. Basically, I call this the combo. You could add anything to your hand. Any monster card you want in the game, you can add it to your hand, which is awesome. So let's just get right into it, right? Who doesn't like that? So we're gonna normal summon Torn Scales. Torn Scales is gonna activate its effect. As always, send the Cloak. And Malicious, obviously. Banish the Cloak. Get the boots. Special the boots. Link into Cherubini. Cherubini effect. Send Nyan Nyan to the graveyard, like always. So our graveyard. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to banish our boots. We're gonna get Fog Blade to our hand. Torn Scales and Nyan Nyan will trigger, special summoning themselves. Then we're going to banish our Malicious in our graveyard. Special summon Malicious. And then now we're going to special summon our Lulu from our hand. And we're gonna send Qulong. And we're gonna add Gate to our hand. So there's our hand right now. This is our board. And we only have this in our graveyard. So now we're going to Synchro summon these two. They both get banished. Go into charge of Stardust Charge Warrior. So we're gonna make our Stardust Charge Warrior Chain Link 2 and our Nyan Nyan Chain Link 1. So Nyan Nyan, so we don't draw our Malicious. We're gonna send back our Malicious. Draw 1. Now this is our board at the moment. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to overlay into Beartrice. we're going to activate our Beatrice's effects. And whatever card you want to add to your hand, whatever monster card you want to add to your hand, we're going to use Ash as an example. Ash. And now we are going to activate our Gate Qulong from our graveyard, banish it, add our Virtual World GG or Juju, whatever it's called. Yeah, we're going to add him to our hand. And the card that we drew, we're just going to discard it. And now we're going to activate our GG, special summon it by targeting our Lulu. We're going to send a gate for next turn. And we're going to add back our Lulu at the end of the turn. So we're just going to synchro summon into our Coral. And now we're going to banish our Malicious in the graveyard. To special summon the Malicious we sent back. Overlay into M7. M7's effect is going to activate. We're going to add our Ash to our hand that we sent off with the Beatrice. And now off of this combo we have a Beatrice, an M7 for next turn, and an Ash we added, Virtual World Gate we added, and a Fog Blade. So these are three disruptions, and also the potential to have Beatrice pop a card with Dragon. So that's 4 interruptions. Yes, guaranteed it does offer 2 cards, but you can change up the combo based off of how you play it, and also there's different combinations of cards that just leads to the same board as well. So it's pretty easy. It reminds me of Pendulums, where it just depends on what's in your hand, like a hand combo deck. It just becomes crazy. And for the most part, there's also another way you can do it. You can use Beatrice to instead send the Ash, send Scythe. M7 will add back the Scythe, and then on your opponent's turn you use Beatrice to send Dragon and pop the Scythe. And then your opponent is locked out of the extra deck, which is insanity. And you also have these 2 cards to stop your opponent from doing any other plays they would like to do. That's just one instance. Another instance is based off of what card you send to the graveyard. You don't necessarily need to send a hand trap or just a random monster like Scythe or something. You can send a Virtual World monster, and instead of adding GG to your hand, you add the level 6 that's Reborn's one from the graveyard, and then you can end with M7 that adds back any Virtual World monster. Or like, let's say if you had a hand trap in your hand and you discarded it off of the Qulong, the spell card, you could just add that back. Or and then also end with a level 9 synchro. So there's a lot of different things you can do with this play, but I'm just showing you the basics of how you can play that hand. For the most part, this combo is my favorite. So add any monster from your deck to your hand and ends with up to 4 negations or disruptions. So yeah, I like that combo. So on to the next. Okay guys, this combo just involves Lulu and Torn Scales. You don't get to add any monster from your deck to your hand, but it still ends with an incredible board. So I'll just get right into it. Same thing as always, normal summon Torn Scales dump any other card in your hand. We're going to send Cloak. Cloak will banish itself, get us Boots, special summon Boots, Link Summon. Go into Cherubini effect, send your Yan Yan. Now, same part that we're up to, banish Boots, get Fog Blade, and now we're going to have to special summon our Torn Scales and our Yan Yan since Boots was banished. And at this point, we're going to summon our Lulu effect. We'll send Qulong to the graveyard and add the trap card
from our deck to our hand. Now we're going to leaving the Nian Nian on board this time. We're going to synchro Lulu and Torn Scales, and we're going to go into our Stardust Charge Warrior, netting us 1 card. Then we're going to activate our Qulong from our graveyard, and we're going to search us our Lao Lao. This card is going to go to the graveyard because of Qulong. Now we're going to summon our Lao Lao, targeting our Nian Nian, sending our Gate to the graveyard. So now at this point, we're going to special summon our Lulu that we synchroned away earlier off of our Lao Lao's effects. And now we're going to overlay our Stardust Charge Warrior and our Lao Lao, go into our Beatrice. We're going to detach our Lao Lao, send our Malicious to the graveyard. We're going to banish our Malicious, special summoning our Malicious. And at this point, this is where the combo deviates. I'm going to show you the different deviations of it. So we can do our Nian Nian and our Malicious. Nian Nian gets banished, and I'm going to go into our Virtual World QB, Nine-Tailed Fox. Nian Nian gets banished, and it's going to send back a Malicious to our deck. And then we can banish the Malicious, special summoning the Malicious that we sent back just now. And we can either banish our trap card in our graveyard to turn Lulu into a level 6 so we can overlay into Ptolemy's and add back our Lao Lao. Or another route we can take is we can just leave the Gate in the graveyard, and instead of synchro into the QB first, we synchro into our Croc first. Our Croc will net us 1 card, and we can just synchro summon these 2 guys into our QB and then overlay them into our VFD. So there's a whole bunch of other combos that just involves you just going into VFD, but this is off of just the Lulu and the where is it? Torn Scales. So Lulu and Torn Scales makes this combo here, which leaves you a Beatrice. It nets you 1 card, but you also get rid of 1 card as well at the beginning of the turn. Hopefully the card that you get rid of at the beginning of the turn is a valuable card in the graveyard. But for the most part, I really like this combo. This combo is pretty good. And yeah, so this is combo number, I don't even know by now. So yeah, guys, tell me what you think. I really enjoyed this deck. For the most part, there are other combos. I can show you them. There are just basic Virtual World combos, but I just wanted to show off these combos with Torn Scales and Malicious and how the deck would work with these cards. There's also another Noble Knight version. Well, not a Noble Knight version, but there's a Noble Knight combo with Torn Scales, and I'm gonna put that on my YouTube later on. And it's pretty dope. So you guys check that out whenever I upload it. And yeah, guys, until next time, I shall show you these combos, baby.
Alright guys, hey, I'm coming at you with another video. Well, this should be a part of the same video. Yeah. So I forgot to announce something in the video that's going up like before this, I guess. So the announcement is I'm gonna have a huge giveaway. So for the month of December, I'm gonna give away a box of Yu-Gi-Oh cards every week. So we're gonna start with this week. Will be the 4th. A box is being given away. Then the 11th, I think, if my math is correct, the 18th, the 25th, and January 1st of next year. So the 5 boxes that are being given away is going to be Eternity Code. Image will go up right there, hopefully. Toon Chaos, not unlimited, first edition, right up there. Genesis Impact. Going to try to get that one for the 18th. Hopefully I get it for the 18th. If not, I'm going to have to switch places with something else. Rise of the Duelist. Rise of the Duelist, baby. We got some big cards in that set. Battles of Legend Armageddon, right? And all of those boxes are crazy and insane. You can pull all different types of collector rares, Starlight rares, and I'm hopefully hoping we get some of those in those videos, okay? Hopefully we can get somebody a collector's rare, or multiple people collector's rare, or Starlight rares, okay? Or even a great secret rare would do, because it's free. So I'm not doing this for no particular reasons. But for the most part, spirit of Thanksgiving, spirit of Christmas. I think, it's nice to do something for the community, and it'll be great fun. Everybody will get to see whatever the person pulls, or you'll get to see your own garbage or your own broken pulls, right? I'll be opening it on the channel. The winners will be announced before the opening of the cards. So for the most part, how do you enter, right? So there will be 2 winners a week. So that's 10 winners total. The packs will be shuffled, right? So it'll be opened, shuffled, and 12 packs will be for one winner, 12 packs will be for the other winner. All packs will be opened in the video and then shipped to the winner, right? So how do you enter? I just said it again. The way you enter is to like the video that appears on Tuesday, comment anything you want, anything, freedom of speech, except adhere by YouTube guidelines. And damn, babe, come on, bruh. I'm making a video. All you have to do after that is subscribe to me, please. I need it. Only got 40 subscribers. Most of them are my friends, bruh. And yeah, ring the notification bell, because you won't get notified that you won unless you do that. So make sure you do that. Yeah, and then that's it, I guess. So I'm not gonna make this too long. I think my video is like already 20 minutes long. So this is an extra 5 minutes or something like that. Yeah. So Evie, say something. It's not a real Evie. Alright, later guys. We out of here.